Yo, godly people, it's your boy, Fokeezy, aka Blazed Asian. And today, I want to talk some Sixers. It just got brought up to my feed, my Facebook feed with Bleacher Report. And I see Joel Embiid being, once again, passive-aggressive. Let's just look at the comment real quick. I just want to win a championship, whether it's in Philly or anywhere else. So Embiid clearly being passive-aggressive, not taking accountability as he usually does, in Philly or anywhere else. Interesting, because when he was teammates with J.J. Redick, and he gave his number to J.J. Redick, he put his name down as Process. I found this out during the J.J. Redick podcast in one of his episodes about him caring about playing in Philadelphia. And he's got to say something like this to stir up drama, like, for real? So I'm really confused about that. So right now, he has championship aspiration, and it's not obviously for Philly based on this crazy comment. Last year, 22 to 2023, it was all about winning the MVP, right? The MVP, I won the MVP. Who doesn't want to win the MVP? I thought it was a very selfish thing to say. It's a selfish award, especially when it doesn't show in the playoffs. If you win the MVP, you should at least make the Eastern Conference Finals or the Western Conference Finals. He did not do that. He played not like an MVP. So we go to the playoffs with the Boston Celtics, the conference semifinals. Excuse me. He scores 33 points in Game 5. He scores 26 points in Game 6. So there are people saying, oh, he's playing hurt. He's hurt, guys. Guys, he's hurt. All right, well, you scoring 33 points, 26 points, it don't sound like you hurt. All right. And you got time to recover in between. He wasn't banging up too much. I mean, he wasn't 100%. I can give you that, but he looked maybe about 90%. So Game 7, dude scores 15 points. Mr. MVP, the guy who's begging on his knees for MVP. Thank you, Kendra Perkins, by the way, for handing the MVP award to Joel Embiid. It belongs to Nikola Jokic, who has won the Finals MVP, won his first NBA Finals with his team. A very selfless player, deserves to go to the most selfless player, that MVP award. And they gave it to Mr. Crybaby, who was a huge fan. He's a very funny, charming, charismatic guy at the very beginning of his career, and now he turned into a jerk. Throwing his teammates under the bus, saying, oh, we didn't get any help. Me and James Harden, we got to do everything. Meanwhile, Game 7, the boys both outscored you combined. James Harden and Embiid combined, 24 points. Tyrese with 17, Tobias with 19. That's 36 points. Those two. Tobias Harris making it look like he deserves his contract, his overpaid contract, which I believe should have gone to Joel Embiid. The boy doesn't care about the playoffs, clearly, this season, at least, for the MVP. The last time he cared was when we had Jimmy Butler, when he wasn't the leader, when he wasn't supposed to be the leader. But when he is the leader, he showed you what he could do. He throws his teammates under the bus. Tyrese Maxey, who has been playing great, 110% every single game, hustling very, very, very hard every game. And I love it. Regular season, postseason, just plays great. He's only 22, guys. And Embiid throws the kid under the bus. How do you throw this kid under the bus? And I don't want any of Embiid to rub off on Tyrese, because I think he has a bright future ahead of him. He's a future all-star, the path he's going to. And with his mentality, he can go far. We can go far too if he ends up becoming a leader when he becomes a veteran status type of player. Embiid's 29. There's no more excuses here. And this is my big problem with the Philadelphia 76ers now. Their organization don't seem to have trouble finding talent. What they have trouble finding is mentality, toughness. And everyone might be like, oh, it don't matter. Who cares? Whatever for that. Well, and then until we start talking about somebody like Michael Jordan. What separated Michael Jordan from the rest of the competition? It was his head, his hard-headedness, his unwillingness to lose. All right. So when we saw Embiid in game 7, who played horrible, and Jason Tatum just exploded for 50-some points, Embiid just goes up, shakes his hand, which is good sportsmanship. I don't have anything against that. And goes, "You really picked tonight to have that game?" Like, smiling and everything. He got his MVP award. He's happy. The Sixers fans aren't, but he's happy. Good for him. And he throws his teammates under the bus right after that. Great leader. Last time I saw him actually care was the Raptors series. The Raptors ended up winning against us, against the Bucks, and then the Golden State Warriors, who got to injure Kevin Durant. That's the last time I saw him care. He was crying, and people were laughing and trolling him for that. And at the time, and then we had Jimmy Butler, by the way, and JJ Redick at the time, which was great. I liked that team. We had finals favorites, but at that time, that's when he cared. When he was crying, he cared, and that showed me that I wanted this player at the time. I was a huge fan. I was like, okay, I'm glad that this guy cares. I'm glad he's crying. I'm glad that this means something to him. Like Philadelphia environment, everything, and our fans. And we love that. We love to see the passion. Like Brian Dawkins, we love Brian Dawkins because of his passion for the game. And Embiid, we thought we had that for a moment. And it looked like an Allen Iverson type of season this season where he got the MVP, undeservingly so. He had a hell of a season. But Jokic had a better season. And it showed in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong here. So, once again, I was saying the Sixers are terrible at drafting based on mentality. So, with a killer instinct. You know the difference between Andrew Wiggins, Ben Simmons versus LeBron James. It's work ethic. It's mental toughness. And I'm not a LeBron James fan at all. And for me to say this is hard. But the natural ability and the natural talent is there. And they think that could do enough for those guys, Andrew Wiggins and Ben Simmons, to get them by. But it doesn't. You need that mental toughness. You need that leadership. Because if you don't have it, you're not going to win a championship. Okay? When Jokic passes it off to Jamal Murray for a potential game-winning shot where they ended up losing that game, Jokic wasn't mad that he didn't take the last shot. He was actually hoping that Jamal Murray would make that last shot. And you could tell that is a good teammate. He's like, oh, dang, that was so close. It was so close to going in, and I really wanted him to make that shot. That's an MVP. You don't go out and score 15 points, get outscored by Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and say that you didn't get any help. That's ludicrous. So, our Sixers franchise has been disappointing us for over a decade, I'd say. It is hard to be a Sixers fan. It's hard to see the best player on our team. He is by far the best player on our team right now. I'm not going to even be mad if he gets traded right now. I am sick of this. I am sick of watching this. If he changes his attitude, I can forgive him. But I just don't see it happening. And if he continues down this path, this mentality, this selfishness, it's not my fault. I'd rather him say in that interview, and this would have been spineless, but not as spineless as throwing your teammates under the bus, not nearly as spineless, if he just said, I was injured, I was hurt, something like that. But no, he throws his teammates under the bus. It's very immature. I'm 30 years old. He's 29. He's only a year younger than me. So I can only give him so many excuses right now. If he's going to be a leader, he got to be a leader right now. He's got to step up to the plate. Here or anywhere else, that sounds so selfish. Winning a championship here or anywhere else, he's all about his accolades. We see that. It's kind of funny when he was just younger. It seemed like he cared about the city of Philadelphia, which gave him all the love and gratitude and care in the world. We did that for Ben Simmons too. Very patient with Ben Simmons and his jump shot. I don't know how we did it with Markelle Fultz. I thought that was just a weird scenario. Like I said, Sixers have an inability to draft mentally stable people or people with great leadership or the one that just has that killer instinct, which is a real thing proven by Jimmy Butler this past postseason. But our organization has been spitting on us for over a decade. It is looking bad. But Philly, look forward to the Eagles. We had a great draft. Our team's looking good. The Phillies are fine. I can't tell. I don't pay much attention to baseball, but I wasn't disappointed about the World Series loss. But the Sixers, they are disappointing. If you don't want your blood to boil, don't get your hopes up about them. Because the Sixers, they will disappoint you. And it shows from the top to the bottom to the middle to the players. If we build around Tyrese Maxey, I wouldn't disagree with it. But if we build around this, it's all about me, Mr. Embiid. I don't see any championships, no finals in the near future. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all watching the video. I hope you have a wonderful evening, night, day, whatever it is. Take care. God bless. And I am out.